All right, guys, I got a very special guest in front of my camera. He's one of the baddest motherfuckers in animation. You heard what I said, people. One of the baddest motherfuckers. He's been in the business for a long time. He also worked on some of my favorite shows. I'm here, one of the baddest dudes, Bob Camp. How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Thank you so much.
Good, thanks. But thanks for asking. I'm doing great.
Yeah, his wife made him smile earlier. That's why. So, who inspired you to get involved with arts and animation, and why?
Well, I've been drawing since I can first remember. I've always been a cartoonist, and I spent most of my time watching cartoons on TV, Looney Tunes, Hanna-Barbera cartoons, looking at Mad Magazine, Underground Comics, stuff like that.
So what was it like for you to score your very first professional gig? Just look.
My first professional gig was working on Crazy Magazine for Marvel Comics. It was a Mad Magazine takeoff, and I did the movie parodies. It was really fun, kind of like the poor man's Mort Drucker, and that was a good gig for a while. Yeah.
So how did you come with the inspiration for Ren and Stimpy the cartoon? Because I really remember watching it on Nicktoons, and that show was crazy as hell.
Yeah, well, I think that a lot of their inspiration came from the cartoons that me and my friends grew up watching, the stuff we saw on TV, which, like I said, Hanna-Barbera cartoons, Looney Tunes, Tex Avery cartoons, MGM, just lots of cool rerun cartoons, theatrical cartoons that they ran on TV. That was a big part of our influence. And the style of the cartoons they made in those days for theatrical release was what they call family entertainment. They weren't for kids. So that's what we were interested in doing, is the kind of cartoons that mom and dad can enjoy and get a kick out of, and the kids too, and it's funny for everybody.
Cool. What was your worst assignment working in animation? Tell us why.
The worst time to work in animation? Well, you know, it has its up and downs in terms of work and everything, and it goes down and comes up again. It depends on what show you're working on. If you're working on a good show, it's good. If you're not, it's not. But I don't think there was ever really a bad time for me in particular. I've been pretty lucky. Right now is kind of a tough time. There's a lot of people that are out of work in the animation business, and a lot of shows that have been canceled. So it's a tough time to be in the animation business, and especially for young people trying to break into the business. There's just not a lot of jobs out there right now.
That is so true. So one of the things I have to discuss with you, you worked on one of my favorite cartoons, Thundercats. That was my show growing up. I interviewed Larry Kenny, Peter Newman, and Lynn Lipton already. You're on one of my oh shit.
There's too much glare. There's some of my artwork, Thundercats artwork. There it is.
That is fucking amazing.
So
I gotta ask, what was your primary job working on Thundercats? What did you do, and what were you not allowed to do?
You know what? I had a lot of freedom on that show. They were just happy to get drawings. It was a writer-driven show. I was working in New York City, and I don't think they ever turned down one design I did. I was just churning out drawings as fast as I could, doing props, characters, backgrounds, presentation art, whatever they needed drawing.
Did you ever get to meet any of the Japanese animators from Japan, or they purposely kept you guys separate from them?
I did meet them. They all came to New York on more than one occasion when I was working there, and they would come and hang out in the conference room, and we'd talk about the episodes and issues with the show and stuff like that. And we had a pretty good rapport with them. They were sort of not uptight, but they were sort of very serious guys, you know. So we had to learn how to work with them and to communicate well with them in terms of, you know, what they needed, what we needed from them, and all that. But they were a great studio, and Thundercats was a great show. And I think that as far as their animation goes, the opening for Thundercats at the beginning of the cartoon is the best opening for any animated series ever.
Yeah. Oh, A lot of people agree with you on that. That's bar none. Because I know Lee Daniker, she was very tight with all the Japanese crew. There was one person I always wanted to meet was Minoru Nishida, but I would go online and see whether or not people were kept in touch, and nobody wants to talk.
Yeah, Lee was wonderful. She was a great boss. She was really sweet, really treated us well, and we were friends. And sadly, she passed away much too young. She was a wonderful, wonderful person.
Oh yeah, definitely. Here's the thing that drove me crazy. I know when the Thundercats officially returned back to Thundera, how come there wasn't a season entirely made to like building up Thundera where you get to meet brand new villains, new this, new that? The only thing it just led to was stopping the earthquakes.
Yeah, I really don't know much about the writing or what went on with the stories or anything like that. I was just a pair of hands, you know, here, draw this, draw that. I wasn't real involved with story development or the characters and where they came from or anything like that, actually.
All right, Bob. Thank you so much for satisfying my curiosity because I needed some type of closure, at least from one of you guys, and you gave it to me. So, Bob, one more question. If somebody wanted to work with you, collaborate with you, or have you involved in their production, what's the best way for them to contact you?
Don't hold your breath. .com. No, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be working on anything other than what I'm working on right now on SpongeBob, the Patrick Star Show, and you know, if you get a chance to work in that studio, it's a great studio, but you know, the odds of working with me anytime soon would be pretty slim. But you know, it's great, and you should just go ahead and follow your dreams and make your own cartoons, and that's my advice to everybody.
All right, people, you heard what the man said. Thank you so much for your time, Bob. Keep kicking ass and taking no prisoners. Bye-bye.